I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit this. I have always judged people a little bit who watch stuff like Love Island, The Only Way is Essex, just all of those kinds of shows. I've always just thought those shows are trash. It's just unintelligent garbage. Why, out of all the different shows, all the different quality shows that are put out on all these different streaming platforms, would you watch this crap? However, I am a fan of the band Busted. I particularly think Charlie Simpson, the main vocalist I would claim in Busted, is one of the most underrated musicians ever in history. He's brilliant. He's got such a good voice. But I like all the guys in Busted, so I would follow any of their careers to a degree. And Matt Willis, the bassist and singer, is presenting Love is Blind UK with his wife, Emma. I say presenting, he is barely in it. Like, they're in it for about a minute in the first episode, and then you don't see them at all until, I don't know, episode 6 or something, when they meet the other people, the people who are on the show on holiday, and then they're preparing for a wedding. That's probably the stupidest part, by the way. I could get more on board with people talking behind a wall, because that's quite a good idea, isn't it? Because we can be a little bit vain and shallow, and if someone doesn't look quite how we like, we might think, oh, not for me. But maybe you would have this sort of soul connection at an emotional level, maybe fall in love with someone's voice, and then you meet them in person and you've already got a bit of a foundation there. That part of the show is actually quite good. Why do they have to get married though? Like, that's when it becomes a reality TV show, rather than just, all right, we go on a few dates, see how it works out. You have to decide within a month, are you going to marry this person that you barely know? Admittedly, these people are maybe in their 30s, so they've had a bit of life experience. They're ready to settle down, perhaps, and have children, potentially, and get married. But it's still a bit dumb, innit? And you can't help but to watch it at times where they're saying, I love you, behind the wall, and thinking, you love them? This is embarrassing, mate. Your family and everyone in the future that you might then have a relationship with is going to watch this and go, what a melt. You love someone you've not met and have spoken to for only a number of hours. That ain't love, mate. Love has to be earned, I guess. But does it? Maybe love is blind. Maybe you can just fall in love quickly. What I like about the show, though, because I do like a bit of drama, which is why I used to enjoy shows like Big Brother and X Factor until they got to the point of like, all right, we've seen the formula. It's been overdone every single year. Give it a rest. You are watching these people as they, go on their holiday, and then they have to settle down into a living space together, and you start to see the cracks appear. Not always. There is a couple who, I can't remember their names. I think the guy might be called Steve. He's got a gym. It might not be Steve. The woman is Irish, pretty girl with black hair. I say girl, she's like 30 something. They seem like a really sweet couple that could work out. Who knows if anyone from this kind of show does work out. But if I had to bet on any of them, it would be that couple. I feel, again, just embarrassed that I'm talking about fucking Love is Blind on my YouTube channel, but we're going to carry on. But then you got a couple like Freddie, a mature, really nice... I'm not going to help myself because some people think I'm gay, despite me having a girlfriend for over 10 years. But he's fucking hot. Like, if I would let someone fuck me up the arse, it would be Freddie. Alright, it's a bit too far. But he's perfect. You look at this guy, like, you got to have like a tiny knob or something, because it's not fair that you're this good looking. Like, he's in chiseled shape, he's got perfect hair, perfect hairline, perfect teeth. I don't think they're from Turkey. And he's just a nice, genuine seeming person. Like, he's literally God. At one point, he does admit that 7 years prior, he had cheated, but he genuinely seems remorseful and like he's learned from it, and he seems really mature. Because some of the people are like, you're a funeral director? That's a bit grim. It's like, well, someone's got to do that job, haven't they? I bet when your loved ones die, you'll want a fucking funeral director, so don't, like, belittle it and make it weird just because, like, yeah. But there are some unusual jobs. I guess it's unusual. It's not necessarily people being rude. It's just like, oh, you're a funeral director? You don't really look like a funeral director. You look like fucking a model, dude. I'd fuck it. Anyway, like I'm saying, he's a nice guy, but he's been paired with this girl. What's she called? Catherine, man. If you're watching this, the UK one, it's on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix outside of the UK. Maybe not. I know she's a real person with a real family and a real life, but she does just seem like a bit of a cunt. Not gonna lie. I think she's got adoptive parents, so maybe she's had a difficult upbringing, but she just seems horrible, dude. Like, this guy Freddie's being a good lad, just accompanying her on a shopping spree. No guy wants to be in that position where their girlfriend is just looking at clothes. And he's just trying to show an interest. She's like, can you stop being so annoying? It's like, this is a few weeks in, you're being horrible, mate. And at one point, I think because he is having some doubt about her, because in the beginning, she seems lovely, of course. We all know that about relationships. They need work. In the beginning, you get this honeymoon period. This person seems perfect, but then again, the cracks appear and no one's perfect and everyone's got baggage and personality traits that are a bit fucked up, including me and you. You know, I can be a miserable fuck at times, dude. But sometimes I'm great. Sometimes I'm lovely to be around. It depends on the day I'm having. But what was I saying about Catherine? I don't know, she just seems like she's a bit cruel. For example, she gets really jealous when she asks him, if you weren't with me, do you think any of the other girls in this bar from the show are nice? And he goes, oh, well, I'm happy to be with you, but I mean, this girl's, you know, she's pretty attractive. She's so insecure. Her reaction is to go and speak to one of the other guys she almost got paired with, say that his ring, the proposal ring, is way nicer than the one she's been given, and like plans to meet up with him and shag him. She doesn't actually say, let's meet up and fuck, but that's pretty much the vibe. And the other guy would definitely be up for it. The other guy, by the way, Sam, there's this interesting dynamic between him, Benaya, and a woman whose name I can't remember. And she seems quite nice, although apparently she was gonna shag Sam and he said no. And you can tell that she was. Again, what am I talking about? I'm just talking about these random people on telly, but I'm gripped by it. The reason I'm talking about this, by the way, is because right now I'm waiting for Ellen to get home from the gym so we can pop the telly on, because they've held back the last 2 episodes with the wedding to see if they go ahead, because they've all got to get dressed up as part of the show's contract, I guess. But until they get to the altar and say yes, you don't know if it's going ahead or not. So I really hope and pray that probably none of them get married, because it's ridiculous, but particularly Freddie. Say no, this woman's horrible, you can do much better, you could literally pick anyone, including me. And that's it. That's it for the video. I'm not going to lie, after this season, because there's only 2 episodes I need to watch tonight, I will probably watch all 6 seasons of the American version. I might watch the Mexican one, mate. I think there's a Swedish one. I'm going to watch it all. Is love blind? Let me know your comments below. Do you think you can fall in love with someone independent of how they look? If they look a little bit of a munter, but they've got a really good personality and you vibe with them, would that bother you? If their face looks a bit more like an iron than a human, like a flat shark face, but they've got a heart of gold and they want to travel the world with you and do all the stuff that you care about, would the face bother you, the iron face? Let me know in the comments. If any of you have watched this, do you agree that Catherine's a bit of a, I don't want to say cunt, that's a bit cruel, isn't it? Bitch. Or am I being harsh? But no, she is, you don't want to be in a relationship with her, man. She's so controlling, you can tell. It doesn't help she's been cheated on in the past and knows that Freddie is cheated, so she will always hold that against him, regardless of whether he's a great person now. Alright, I'm exhausted from the drama of talking about all this. Thank you if you watched this far. I'm surprised if anyone did. See you later.